back. It is Wednesday, December 30th of 2020. And I have been remiss in my video making. I am terribly sorry to all of you. Shut this off here. So, it's been a busy past couple of weeks. Double shifts and 8-hour turnarounds, camping out at the barracks, yada yada yada. I know you don't care, get to the point. No, I haven't made a lot of videos. So yeah, there's that. Next week I'm going to start about a 1-month stint on nights. So I'm not sure how we're going to do this, but I'll figure something out. Anyway, on to the topic at hand. January 6th rally, certification of the electoral votes. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Is Trump going to declare martial law and force a revote for the election? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I would think probably not, because I don't think that's the way the man wants to be remembered. But you never can tell. Given the fact that something like 78% of people polled think there was some kind of voter fraud that went on. Maybe it was 78% of Republicans. Either way, it comes out to a large percentage of the country when you tally up Republicans, Independents, and Democrats, thinking that there was some kind of widespread fraud. I think a lot of what happens on January 6th depends on what happens January 5th during those 2 Georgia runoff votes for the Senate. Those 2 votes, or those 2 Senate seats, really have the ability to shape the direction of the country for a good long time to come. Whether we stay on the virtual life support that we've been on and continue to limp along to our demise, or whether or not we're taken over the edge into a new age socialist America. Because make no mistake, if they manage to flip those 2 Senate seats, it's over. Katie bar the door. The socialist agenda is on. And we as a people are screwed. Specifically, we as conservative Americans are going to be screwed. Because if you don't think the payback that will be extracted on we, the unwashed masses who dared upset their apple cart in 2016 and not allow Hillary Clinton to be coronated the 45th President of the United States would be forgiven for that. You're absolutely out of your mind. To be honest with you, I think we're in for the same to a different or lesser degree if they don't flip those seats. Because if you recall, not my President Biden was the vice president for Mr. Pen and a phone, right? We'll just do it by executive order. And since the Supreme Court doesn't have the stones to take up constitutional cases as it relates to election law, what makes you think they'd have the stones to stand up to Mr. Pen and phone? And while we're on the subject, if you think not my President Biden is going to be not my president very long, you're absolutely out of your gourd. There's a reason they picked Kamala Harris as his VP for it. Because you know he didn't pick her. He's going to get to say, yeah, I was the 46th president of the U.S. Yay, me. And give it 6 months. Old Dementia Joe will be out of office. Maybe a year, but I say 6 months. There's other people that are in my circle that say give it up to 2 years to get all their people in place. But given the way this election wasn't stolen by not my President Biden, and the scale on which there wasn't cheating by the Democrat Party, I'd say they're in a hurry. We passed our timeline. Most of the country is busy being pissed off about $600 or $2,000. And I say 600 or 2,000, number one, you're just getting some of your money back to begin with. Number two, that doesn't help people who are stuck in states like this, where if you're deemed unessential, or if you're deemed a business that needs to close, you haven't worked in almost a year. You haven't had an income in almost a year. It's nice to see that in some places, restaurateurs and other businesses are giving the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania the middle finger and staying open. But I'm sure at some point this too shall come to pass. I was at the local mall 15 years ago when I moved back up this way. That local mall was okay as far as shopping malls go, right? I grew up in North Jersey, in the area of Garden State Plaza, Paramus Park, places like that, the Rockaway Mall, right? That big with the Nanuet Mall. It's got the go-kart place in it. My local one was kind of compared to that, but I would say back then it was about 90% occupancy as far as businesses go. I was in there Monday, and I'd say it was probably about 50% occupancy. And you could walk down the middle of the, I don't know what you call it, the middle of the walkway in the mall with your arms out, and you wouldn't hit anyone. The difference from a year ago to now. Yeah. Anyway. Our liberal governors put the boot on the neck of businesses, small and medium size. Now, anecdotally, if you watch out for Charlie's live stream, he said down by him, everything's open, people aren't out. At least they have the option. I'm betting there's a lot of businesses that were in this area when I was a kid that were here when I moved back that won't be here by summertime. And that's what government control does for you. Because at this point, only a flipping moron is going to look at this and say this is about a pandemic anymore. This is about control. How tight can we squeeze? How hard can we push before people push back? And it's nice to see that some of the people being affected are pushing back. But you've got governors, mayors that are using their minions and their power over their minions to further strangle people out of a livelihood, to break the back of the middle class. And at this point, to what end? Is it universal basic income? Is it to push people who have been independent thinkers, independent entrepreneurs, successful business people to the brink of begging government to allow them to exist? Or is it just to say screw you to the little guy? your family opened, in some cases 100 years ago. You don't need to exist. That street corner pub that's been there in some form or fashion for God knows how long, you don't have a right to exist. And you, dirty unwashed masses that frequent those places, that don't bow down to some mask-wearing Karen, you don't have a right to exist either, because all you're worried about is yourself. Groupthink and government dependency. I'll leave you with this thought. One of my non-emergency dispatchers, administrators basically, is a hardcore liberal. Hardcore liberal. Everything's racist, everything's white privilege. Said, and I quote, "Oh, your Trump is only giving us $600, but wait until Daddy Biden takes office." And I wanted to throw up in my mouth. Anybody that calls the head of government daddy is exactly what they're pushing for. People like that are the problem, not the solution. People like that are the downfall of this country. But that's what all this was meant to bring about. And that's just the beginning. Anyway, if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe, don't lurk, that's creepy. We're all nice people here, I swear. Be safe, watch your six. Out for now.